share the screen. Okay, right. So during these scenarios, either installation or uninstallation or patching or remove patching or upgrading SQL Server, during these scenarios, these files will be updated. Okay, so in case if there is no such files, usually we'll get missing MSI MSP errors. How to troubleshoot this missing MSI MSP errors? Okay, so earlier we used to have a VB script. How to find out first whether missing MSI MSP errors are there? Okay, let me go to this. Okay, let me go to the browser. Okay, okay, so here let me missing MSI and MSP. Okay, let me go to images. I'll show you that error how it will be. Okay, so usually you will get this kind of error. I don't know whether you can see or not. Okay, so like this you can see the cached paths, the cached patch file. See Windows installer, something file number will be there, unique file number will be there, .msp is missing. Actually this is not original file name. 458 fbf95.msp is not actually original file name. Okay, it will be renamed. What is the original file name? In the error itself it will tell you the original file for this cached file is SQL engine core underscore inst.msp, which can be installed from service pack 1. It will tell you in which software the missing MSI file will be there. It will tell you clearly in the particular error. Okay, which can be installed from service pack 1 for SQL Server 2008 R2. Okay, for more information, so in the error itself it will clearly shows you, okay, which MSI or MSP is missing, what is the original name of the file, and from which source you can replace that file. Like this you are going to get the error while doing installation or patching or remove patching or uninstallation or upgrading SQL Server. This is very common, not very regularly you are going to get it, but might be in 100 machines, might be you may get for 5 or 10 machines, you may get these kind of missing MSA and MSP files. Okay, so earlier we used to have VB script from the Microsoft. You have to copy the VB script, just type VB script for missing MSA MSP files in the Google, you will get a VB script. Run this VB script in the SQL Server Management Studio, not Management Studio, I guess. Yeah, you have to run it directly, so that you are going to get whatever missing MSI files and MSP files are there. You are going to get all the missing MSI and MSP files will be there, so that you can copy the files manually. Later, okay, later I guess in 2-3 years back, Microsoft introduced a tool called Fix MSI and MSP. Fix MSI MSP tool. Microsoft introduced this tool. It's a very small tool, around 2-3 MB will be there. You have to simply type in the Google Fix MSI MSP tool, so that you are going to get that file. You have to install it in the Windows Server. Okay, in the Windows Server you have to install that file, and you have to open that file, and there is an option called scan. Click on the scan option, it will shows you whatever missing MSI MSP files are there. And there is one more option called replace all. Just choose the media software and select the replace all button, so that whatever missing MSI MSP files are there, it is going to fix it automatically. Simply, if anyone is asking how to fix MSI MSP files, what is your answer? Microsoft introduced a tool called Fix MSI MSP tool. By using the tool, we can identify whatever missing MSI and MSP files are there using scan option. The scan will update whatever missing MSI MSP files are there. And there is one more option called, okay, there is one more option called Fix all. Just click on the Fix all, automatically it is going to copy whatever missing MSI and MSP files are there. You have to tell the answer like this in two lines or 3 lines. You have to tell the answer, that's it. Okay, in this way we can fix the MSI and MSP errors. Okay, let me fix this one. Actually we got an MSI MSP error. Okay, until then it won't proceed. You have to, okay, find out which file is missing. I guess install C, same error we got. See here, install SQL engine core inst CPU underscore action. This file is not there. Actually, we have to replace this file. Okay, it is asking from which software I can replace this file. So you have to browse the software. The software is there in the my computer, I guess. Let me check whether in the my computer D drive I have attached it or not. Yeah, it is there. SSMS is there. Okay, fine. So what I have to do for that, let me go down, let me attach SQL Server, let me go to the settings of the Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, let me go to the storage, select this ssms.iso image, browse it, select SQL Server 2017. In my SQL Server software, the files will be there. Okay, right, now click OK. Fine, just listen carefully how I am fixing the issue. Okay, right, now check whether the file is changed. Okay, in the D drive, now it was changed to SQL Server software. Right, fine. Right, now what I have to do, right, so which file is missing? At this step it was stopped, right? Install SQL Engine Core inst CPU underscore CPU 64 underscore action, right? So browse, go to your D drive, this PC, go to your D drive. Okay, so here what you have to do is SQL Engine Core inst. Okay, Control C, copy this file and just paste it here, and you can see here. Okay, just double click on it, right, and click OK and check whether it is going to proceed or not. Yeah, now it is proceeding, right? This is how you have to manually fix the MSP files. Manually, if you want to fix it, this is the way of fixing the MSP files. Again, don't worry, it will be there in the recorded session. Just go through it, or else if you want to experience the issue, just try to remove the patch. Might be you can also get the same error, so that you can fix it like how I did. You can also fix the same issue using the same process. Okay, now the patch will be removed. Any questions, any doubts?
We may or may not get this error,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Every time
yes.
we
It's
won't get
not
it.
compulsory. No, no, no. It's not compulsory. Might be for 100 machines, you may get this kind of issue for 1 or 2 machines only.
Sir, what is a full form of DLL and RLL?
Dynamic link library, resource link library. Okay, in case you want to see those files, supported files, go to your C program files, Microsoft SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server. You can go to any of the supported folders. You can go to any of these folders. Okay, any folder you can go. And yeah, right. Let me check any folder. Set a bootstrap SQL 2017. Any folder you can go and you can check the files. Okay, .dlls, .rlls. Let me show. Okay. Binen. Okay. See here. .dll, 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 .dll. Most of the files are .dll, and same way .ms, MSP files also will be there. You can search it in case you want. You can simply search in the this PC. Okay, in the C drive, you can search it .msi. See .msi MSP not only for SQL Server. Usually, as per the Microsoft Windows architecture, whenever you install any software, usually same files will come like .msa files, .msp files and all. So again, okay, it don't think like MSA and MSP files belongs to only SQL or nothing. Other softwares also may get the .msa and MSP files, and you can see the original files in the C Windows. Okay, Windows are, let me go to the C Windows. Okay, in this Windows installer folder will be there. Installer, C Windows installer. So those folders will be hidden, okay, sometimes, so you can open like this directly, right? Okay, so here these files are MSI files and MSP files. Okay, you can see the properties. Okay, this is an MSI file. See here, the extension is .msa. Okay, in case if you want to see the file, any file, mostly it will be MSA files or MSP files. Okay, so like this it is going to work. And from SQL Server to, sometimes you will get this kind of question. Okay, how to uninstall, how to remove patch from SQL Server 2005. Okay, the answer is you cannot remove patch from SQL Server 2005, guys. Only you can remove patch from SQL Server 2008 and later version. Okay, SQL Server 2008 and later versions only you can remove the patch. For SQL Server 2005 you cannot remove the patch. Okay, why? Because actually, I'm sorry for that. So for SQL Server 2005, all the MSI and MSP files will be overwrite. When you patch the SQL Server 2005 instance, all MSI and MSP files will be overwrite. Okay, the old copies of MS and MSP files won't be there once you patch the SQL Server. But from 2008 onwards, Microsoft changed this architecture behavior. Okay, so what it is going to do, when you are trying to patch the SQL Server, it will take the backup of MS and MSP files before patching, and it will apply the patch. Okay, and it will replace the MS and MSP files with the new MS and MSP files. Okay, so in case you want to remove the patch, you can remove it directly, and it is going to replace the old MS and MSP files with the replaced MS and MSP files. Okay, it will work only from SQL Server 2008 onwards. In 2005, the old MS MSP files will be overwritten. Once the file is overwritten, you cannot find the old file, right? But from 2008 onwards, this was changed. This behavior is changed. Okay, before patching or once you started patching, the SQL Server will take the backup of all MS and MSP files into some other location. It will keep the old files in some other location, and it will replace the old MS and MSP files with the new MS and MSP files. If you are trying to remove the patch, whatever backups it is having for the old MS and MSP files, it will simply replace the old MS and MSP files with the existing MS and MSP files. That's why you can remove the patch from SQL Server 2008 onwards. For 2005, the files will be overwritten, so you cannot get the old files. Okay, so you cannot remove the patch for SQL Server 2005 version. Clear? Any issues, any doubts? Right? Fine, so the patch is successful. We just removed the patch successfully, right? And you can close it, and now you can see, okay, whether we just successfully removed the patch or not. As of now, it is showing 3401.7, right? Let me refresh it. It will be changed to 1000. Okay, 1000.169. And if you run the query also, okay, select edit version. So again, it was changed back to, okay, RTM. Earlier we see RTM CU25. Now you can only see SQL Server 2017 RTM. Okay, this is how we have to remove the patch. Any questions, any doubts? Okay, and if you go here, see here, there are no other components with a 3401 update. Earlier you can see 3 components. Okay, now once you remove that particular update from the main component, other 2 components also successfully removed, so you don't see any update now. Okay, so this is how we are going to check whether components are successfully like updates from the components are successfully removed or not. Right? Any questions, guys? Any questions, any doubts? If no questions, then we'll jump into the security. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll discuss a small topic. Okay, how to rename the instance name. and then I'm going to close the session for today. Naresh, you are
Sh-
asking the recording permissions now. Yeah, tell me.
Shanmugh, here you told HTA HTML application. What's the uses of this over here?
Forget about it, Pushpa. Sorry.
Vijesh.
Yes, okay. Forget about this
Yeah.
HTA, HTML files and all. Those are some supported files only. Okay. So
Okay,
don't
they won't
bother
be
about
used
that.
here, right?
We don't
Huh.
use here. In this scenario, we are not going to
Okay,
use.
okay.
When you install SQL Server, we are going to get those supported files. That's it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Right. Okay. So let's discuss a small topic and we'll close the session for today. Tomorrow, okay, by 7:30, we'll start the security. Okay, security is a kind of little bit tricky topic. You have to understand properly with fresh minds and also tomorrow we'll start the security, like creating logins, giving permissions on database level, on table level. Okay, how to give the permissions and all we'll discuss in the next class. Okay, right. So how to change the instance name? Can I change it? Can I change the instance name or server name, SQL Server name? Do you have any feasibility like that in SQL Server?
I think no.
Okay, just tell me the answer, yes or no, no problem. Can we change the instance name after installation?
No, I can't.
No.
Okay, so that's
No,
fine.
sir.
Okay, so there are some scenarios we can change the instance name. Okay, what are those scenarios? Usually for default instance, it will take the computer name, right? The instance will take the computer name. You can see here, I didn't give this name. Win4i5nb something something is there. And I didn't give that name. Okay, I have installed default instance, so automatically it took the computer name. What if I changed my computer name? What if Windows people changed the computer name? Now I want to change the server name. How to find out the server name? You can find using cmd command prompt. Okay, this is my local machine cmd, not this one. Windows or cmd host name. You have to type host name. Okay, to find out the server name, you have to type host name. Don't give any spaces. Just type host name. You can find the server name. Okay, this is my server name. Or else go to this PC properties. There also you can see the server name. Okay, this is your server name. Now something happened. See, again, this is not regular cases. Very rarely we are going to get it. Why? Because I told you, right, during patching, you have to check the instance name. There are some scenarios. The instance name will be different here. Okay, in case if I run selected server name, okay, sometimes it will shows you, it will show here a different name. In the table results, a different name will show. There are very rare scenarios you can see this change. I'll show you now. I'll show you that scenario now. You can see here one name and here one name it will show. I'll show you that one. Okay, so in what scenarios we can change the server name? Okay, only for default instance. That too, if anyone changed your computer name, okay, if anyone changed your computer name, then you have to change your SQL Server instance name. You have to simply update it. Only for default instance you can change the server name. For named instance you cannot change it. Got my point? Only for default instance we can change the server name. For named instance you cannot change it. So how to deal with the default instance? Okay, right, now let me change the server name for default instance first. Okay, let me go to change settings. How I got this screen? Again, let me open the this PC properties. Close. Okay, right, just press Windows button, right click this PC properties. Okay, now you can see the server name, right? Just click on change settings, again click on change option. Okay, now I want to change this machine name to batch 38. Okay, just click OK. Once you change the server name, it will prompt for the reboot of the machine. Okay, click OK. click close, restart now. Okay, once you just restarted, then only you can see the new computer name. Okay, restart anyway. Let's wait for the reboot of this machine. Right. Okay. Let me log in and check whether the same IP address is there or it was changed. Right. Okay. Now the machine name is changed. Okay. In case you want to check, what is the query to check the server name?
Host name.
Host name. Okay. Don't give any spaces. You can see now the server name is changed to Bash 38. Now let me go to Management Studio. Right. Okay. So now. Right. So now can I connect to this name now? Can I connect or I'll get an error? Earlier, this is my server name. Okay. So whenever I click on connect button, I used to get the computer name, and if I click connect, automatically it is going to connect. Now my server name is changed. My Windows machine name is changed. Now if I click connect button, can I connect to the server, or I'll get the error?
Yes, sir.
Will
Error.
get error. Yes, you can
Error.
connect.
I can connect. Error. Connect. Error.
Error will come, sir.
You can connect.
Someone is very confident. Who is that guy? Right. Okay. So let me
You cannot
connect.
connect.
I can connect, Brian, right?
Yes, you can connect.
Okay. Let me connect now. Let me check it.
You need a password.
So I got the error. Okay. So what I have to use in case I want to connect to the instance. Now, how can I connect to the instance now? How can I connect to the default instance?
Your mission name only.
Okay. So what is my server name? Yeah, dot also I can give. What is my server name?
Batch 38.
Bash 38. Okay, let me connect
Batch
now.
38.
Okay, so now I have successfully connected. Right? Now see the magic here. Let me open new query window. Let me check the server name now. Select, edit, server name. Okay. Now see here. Okay. See here. Here it is showing different name and here it is showing different name. In these scenarios, usually your patching will be failed. Your upgradation also will be failed. Sometimes for very old machines, Windows people might be depends upon the project requirements. Windows people will change the server name. They may let us know. Okay. Sometimes they may not inform to us. In such scenarios, you can see this kind of wonders. Okay, here it will show you different name and here it will show you different name. It's not good. Usually, okay, it will throw a lot of errors and all, not only for patching, upgradations and all, and other scenarios also you will get lot of issues. Might be your jobs will be failed due to this computer name and all. Okay, right? We have to fix this issue. How can I fix this issue? How to update the server name? In the master database, it still reads the old server name only. You are getting this update from the master, right? So in the master database, it was not updated. We have to update in the master database. How can I do that? There is a stored procedure to fix that issue. sp underscore drop server name. Okay, what is the server name? I have to drop this server name. Control C. Okay, keep it in a string, control V. Okay, right? Now let me run this query. Right. Okay, sp underscore drop server name. And I have to add new server, sp underscore add server. What is the new server? Batch 38. Okay, comma, you have to mention local. Right. Now let me add this one. Right. Now if I select the selected server name, it is still showing old name only. Why it is still showing old name? What it means? Did I make any mistake?
Refresh the data.
Refresh. Okay. Refresh. Okay, refreshed. Now, right? So no mistake. You have to restart the server. Okay. Right click, restart, and just yes, and yes again. Okay, so this is how you have to change the instance name. Very rare cases you are going to get this kind of situations, not regularly. Right. Okay. So just refresh it now. And now let me run the selected server name. And you can see the new server name here. Okay. This is how we have to fix the issue. Right. Clear? Any issues, any doubts? Okay, not so regularly we'll get this kind of issues. Again, very rarely we'll get this kind of issues. So you have to aware of this, how to change the server name also. Yes, we can change the server name, but again, you cannot change it to some different name now. Okay. Once Windows people changed the Windows machine name, then only we can simply update the new name. That's it. Here we are not changing the server name, guys. We are updating the new name. That's it. In case if Windows people don't change the server name, we cannot change the SQL Server instance name. If they changed the machine name, then only this is possible. Okay, right? Clear? Any issues, any doubts? Right. If no doubts, that's it for today. Tomorrow by 7:30 p.m. we are going to connect, and I'll start the security concept. Yes, Naresh. Why we just mentioned local here? Why? Because we are changing the server name locally. So that's why we have to mention. This is the query they mentioned and Microsoft mentioned. Okay. So we are using this local keyword. So usually we are going to change the server name locally, right? So that's why we have to mention local. If you don't provide local, it will throw the error. Okay. You can try it in case you want to try. Right. So any questions, guys? Any questions, any doubts? If no doubts, we are going to connect by tomorrow 7:30 p.m. Okay. Thank you so much. Good night. No questions from anyone? Everyone can hear me?
Sir.
Yes.
Anuj.
Okay. That's it. That's it
Yes,
for
sir.
today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it for today. And good night. And Rian, have a good day, man.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Although I had a problem when I was trying to install,
Mhm.
and I send you the message.
Okay. Okay. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yes.
Okay. So we'll check the issue. Okay. So why you are
Okay,
getting that
sir.
issue, I have to check it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, man. Take care. Okay. Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.